Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Hasbro's Transformers Kre-O Created Micro Changers Collection 3. There are 12 Kre-Os to collect, includes one Kreon. Down below, ages 6 to 12 would be your recommended age. Spot generally doesn't pick up a lot of Kreons. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed Spot doesn't do a lot of Kreons? But this one actually, this set definitely caught my eye because it has, even like on the front, Thrust, which is one of my favorite Seeker jets, Sharkticon, and Drill Guy. I don't know. This comes to us from the folks over at Hasbro, and I guess your product number would be A2200. On the back of the package, Kreon, figure, or vehicle. You have the choice. Also, the reason why I only get this set too, Nemesis Prime. He's in there, Nemesis. Your figures would be Nose Cone, Thrust, Nemesis Prime, Ramjet, Huffer, Kickback, Long Haul, Guzzle, I don't know who that is, Guzzle, Sharkticon, Cheetor, Beachcomber, and Sea-Wing. To check out everything Kre-O, you can go to www.kreo, that would be KRE-O.com. I really it'd be neat if I had like a little bouncing ball. Remember those? No? Okay, I'm old. Yes, there were, back in the day, there was like little cartoon shorts that had a little bouncing ball, and you would sing. You'd actually sing, row, row, row your boat, and then there'd be like the little bouncing ball, and then the next word would come in, and then you know. Spot does a lot of things where I stop after I say it, and then I think to myself, wow, I am old. I really am. I'm an old guy. I got Hank. That's another thing old people might do. Name their things. My dad would name his car. And I would say, Dad, why are you naming your car? And he'd be like, one of these days, son, heir to the empire. Heir to the empire. One of these days, you're going to name your car too. And I said, no. Dad, you're crazy. What did Spot do when he got himself a car? Named it. My car's name is Pepper. Masculine name for a masculine car. I drive a Yaris. Let's get Hank, one of the things I named, and open up the first bag. And coincidentally enough, the one that I mentioned, Nose Cone. Nose Cone. I don't even know what Nose Cone is. Who is Nose Cone? There's his transformation. Transforms from Nose Cone drill tank thing to a... Now, is that an Autobot, or is that... that's an Autobot. You know what? Okay. I think Nose Cone is from Computron. Computron. Do you remember Am I not that? Hopefully I'm not old enough that you guys are like, Computron? Who's Computron? There is the blind bag goodies. They're not so much blind anymore. Let's put those right there. And let's grab the next one here. I think it's actually bad luck if you would hand somebody a blind bag. I think it has the same rule as fortune cookies. Don't hand somebody a fortune cookie. That's bad luck. I hope you guys know that. Don't be causing doom on somebody just because you hand them. The next one we got is Sea-Wing, which I think is from, I think Sea-Wing was actually from the what are they called? Those things, you know. The one that had the Target Master. The combiner that had the Target Master. Anyways. Terracons? Was it the Terracons? No, it wasn't. I draw a blank. Anyways, there's Sea-Wing. We'll just put him right there. Everything in shot? Yes, yes. Nemesis Prime. Nemesis Prime. Or Sharkticon. One or the other would be nice. Would be a pleasant surprise. And I don't think, actually, if you are wondering, let's have a look at the back here. Oh, there is. 3203154, 3206161, 3203150. At least I did get 3 different ones, but there's coatings on the back. for you. So, I got like a little fiber here. Hey, fiber. Fiber's good for you. Maybe not so much a thread fiber. Don't be eating those. So the last one is 3203154. Now we may resume. The last one, look at this. Spot got none of the ones I really wanted, but oh well. There's Huffer. Huffer's kind of cool. Huffer. And to go along with his pamphlet, there is the contents for Huffer. So that you aren't seeing Spot fumbling for the next 5-10 minutes trying to put these together, let's just pause the camera, put these together, and let's have a look at the Kre-Ons. And let's have a look at them first in their vehicle mode. I truthfully was going to do them in Kre-O mode first. Then future version of myself came, like a Freedom 55 commercial, and I said, hey, who are you? And he said, I'm you 5 minutes from now. And I said, anything different 5 minutes from now? He says, no, it's pretty much what we're doing right now. And then we just we chatted back and forth. We talked a lot about Batman. I mean, that's, you know, what kind of advice can 5-minute future self give 5 minutes past self? By the way, though, 5-minute future self also looked and told me that it was Seacons. It was the Seacons. And I said, thank you, 5-minute future self. You're welcome, thank you. And then we eventually time caught up with itself, and that's where we are right now. Having a look at vehicle mode on nose cone. You know what? I'm going to say this for all these vehicles. Kre-Ons really have improved their vehicle modes. Before, they were just kind of like, hey, I'm robot guy. Okay, now lay me down. Okay, now I'm a vehicle. You know, they have definitely come a long, long way. That really looks pretty neat. Little nose cone here from again, Computron. Yeah, he's a pretty neat looking, again, taking the idea of what, you know, a Kre-On, just, you know, a little minifigure that folds together. But when you start adding all this extra stuff on here, the top piece jives well, I said jives, well with the back leg section here. And collectively, it really makes a neat looking drill. Your kibble, really the only leftover stuff that you get is a display stand, you get his helmet, you get this extra little piece here, and you get a gun. But I guess really if you wanted to, I don't think the instructions actually indicate this anywhere. No, they don't. They actually don't. You could probably take his gun and peg it at the top. Doesn't peg in well. I mean, it kind of just sits loosely, but you could put it in there. You could put it in his, no, you can't put it in his leg. Yeah, you know what? Maybe just kind of wedge it in there. There you go. It's a drill with a cannon. Thank you. I'm here all night. So there's nose cone. Next, we have, I'm trying to remember here, Sea-Wing. Sea-Wing. How could I forget Sea-Wing? Of course I forgot. He is like a stingray, like a little stingray. The inclusion of the eyes on the helmet definitely help, I think, with bring this all together. I wish, though, the wings, or really the top section of the Stingray, I wish it was the same color as the helmet. At least it would have jived better. There I go, using the word jive again. His weapon has now been used for the back tail section. Flip it upside down. Yeah, there's the robot mode, but we don't really want to look at that just yet. His excess, little gun, little cannon, and of course the Kre-O display stand. Last, certainly not least, we get ourselves Huffer. And I guess Huffer also would use the same similar components to the Nemesis Prime and probably Prime himself. You don't see as much of Huffer because actually his head is one of the pieces that you don't add for vehicle mode, nor do you add his helmet, nor do you add the display stand. But Huffer actually came together pretty good. Again, being that this is all just components, that's a big component section. The front cabin is just a section as well. They've kind of put this area at the back to look as if it's his trailer hitch. I wonder if they would ever do like an Optimus Prime with his trailer, you know, all in Kre-O, Kre-On style. That'd be kind of neat. But there you have Huffer. All things considered, actually decent enough vehicle modes. So let's pause it again and have a look at them in robot or Kre-O mode. So the Kre-Ons themselves are pretty decent once you get them in robot mode. First, having a look at nose cone. I would say that he had a little extra leftover pieces, but really I just ended up putting, I think the brown piece wasn't in the instructions. I don't really know why. The brown piece was just left off the instructions. I think actually too, the orange section is supposed to be higher up, so the drill goes up at the top, but you know what, I just kind of left it as is. Despite the fact he's supposed to be an Autobot, he does have a very Decepticon look to him. In fact, I initially thought looking at him, he kind of looked like Swindle. I'm just saying. He's also very angry for an Autobot. He has his little side cannon. His tank treads, which were on the vehicle mode, obviously when he was upside down, are now on the sides of his arms. Not as loose. I don't know if they've fixed those, but I always found like the treads were horrendous for being really, really loose. They just kind of flopped around on previous Kre-Os. But yeah, nose cone looks pretty good. Got him on his display stand. There you have nose cone. Put him to the side. The next one, and Spot, I don't know why, for some reason, I always keep forgetting this guy's name, but Sea-Wing. Sea-Wing. Again, turned out pretty good. I'm sure like a lot of these components carry over from other Kreons. Also, too, one thing I'm happy that Kre-O has now started doing is the backpack, which the majority of the pieces go onto. I'm glad that the backpack no longer is on the front. Remember the old Kreons used to do that? They had all this nice printing on the torso, but they would always ruin it by putting the piece over top, and a lot of people just ended up cutting that piece off. They've now decided just to leave it, and I like that. Technically, his only piece that doesn't carry over from Stingray or Manta Ray, whatever you want to call it, doesn't carry over is this piece right here. You could, I guess, just put it anywhere. Anywhere can you put it? I guess you could put it on his leg. No, it won't fit there. You know what? We could put it on his gun. No, that's not going to work either. All right, so he just has this little extra side piece. I'm thinking, though, that the Sharkticon wouldn't be all that much different than what we have right here. Probably different helmet. But I could easily just even look at this as a Sharkticon as well. Taking him off the display stand. Articulation on all the Kreons, their heads do rotate. Limited probably a little bit by the fact that their helmets, their helmets would probably move a little bit too, but luckily Sea-Wing doesn't have that problem. His arms rotate, hand rotations there as well. Legs rotate, and the feet, which as you can see, the legs are on ball joints. Sometimes they pop off, especially when you've got big wings on the back there, but they just peg back into place. There you have Sea-Wing. Again, pretty good. Pretty happy with these. Makes me almost want to go back and pick up some more. I might just do that. And lastly, you have Huffer, which could very well be my favorite from the three here. He makes use of really most of his extra accessories. Now, granted, you do have, all of these that you don't carry over from vehicle mode. But as you know with Huffer's head is kind of contained. It's kind of like in a box. They did something similar enough with the extra pieces here that kind of gives you a Huffer look to it. Now, I don't know. I don't think Huffer's... I might have to double check that, but I don't think Huffer's helmet was black. It might have been. But, yeah, he's pretty neat. Speaking of extra pieces, though, I mean, again, really, all these extra pieces, you could probably make some use out of them. Let's see here. We'll just put that to the back there like that. I mean, really, why don't the instructions actually just say, peg this into here, put this here, something? Because, I mean, you could make use of them. I could go like this. Spot, you're doing it wrong! No, really I'm not. It's all about imagination. Use your imagination. You have a world to discover. That could go into... No, can it go into there? I would think that the wheels would be able to fit in there. No, it's a bit of a tight fit. Alright, so we'll just leave the wheels off. But we got at least the rest of his stuff on it. Yeah, it gives him a big backpack, but that's alright. I also like the silver. Camera, hello, hi. I also like the silver that they put in his arms. Really a nice touch. So yeah, Huffer could be easily my favorite from the three that I picked up. I guess I probably could have been smart and looked online, found out which code was which, and then, you know, picked up the ones that I really wanted, like Nemesis Prime and stuff like that. I might just still do that. I might go back and pick up a couple more. But really fun little sets. Little fun sets that if you are into the Kre-Ons, you probably already either picked these up or probably are in the process of picking them up right now. You're probably driving, watching this review. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. That would get you into a lot of trouble. And hurt somebody too. Today's collectible spot, though, there it is right there. We're having a look at the Kre-Ons, Transformers Micro Changers, and I believe this was Series 4. Series 4. Thanks for watching as you always do, guys. Stay tuned. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.